I want to know if other people struggle as much as I do in the morning. So today, I am asking Kate McCabe about her morning routine and her expertise in soup. WUWAH. Good morning. I hope you've slept well. My name is David. This is WUWAH. I can't actually say the name of the show or even my own name within the first couple of minutes because the algorithm's like, no swear words because it's a prude. Nala's here. Did you want to get involved in the intro, Nala? Look at this dog. This is Nala. I'll just use this time to gently encourage you. I hope you're up and out of bed and you've gone outside. I hope you've given yourself a little high five. Maybe had some breakfast. I hope you've remembered that you're a valued member of society and hope you've planned to buy and eat something tasty. On this show, I like to ask creative people, comedians, podcasters, and at least one archaeologist about their morning routine to see if they are as rubbish at the morning as I am. I also like to ask them about their expertise. Previous guests include Mike Wozniak, Ethis Sears, Lauren Patterson, John Rain, Fred Macaulay, and the person who discovered Richard III in the ground, my cousin. My guest today is the wonderful Kate McCabe, who is a brilliant comedian and an expert in soup. My name is David Hoare, and welcome to Waking Up with a Hoare.
Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare. Waking up with a Hoare.
So the first thing I always say to people is that Sanjay Arif was my first guest. I think you know Sanjay, and this was initially supposed to be a podcast for people to listen to as they wake up in the morning, and he was like, tell people that and remind them not to be too gross too quickly. But what I found is the more I tell that to comedians, the more they see that as like a challenge.
Oh, they're like the instructions are themselves. It's opposite day in my world. And I'm immediately going to destroy the integrity of your aims.
Sorry, I just turned in my headphones up a little bit. Anyway, and for audio listeners, Nala is here because she just demands cuddles right now, which I think is fine.
Yeah,
sometimes
I think sometimes the dog's needs are more important. And to be honest, if you had a dog, you would probably be out of bed already, and you wouldn't really need to listen to this podcast because if you don't want wet carpets, then you got to get up and take that dog out.
Well, my dog was doing a really good job of waking up my girlfriend to go out in the morning. And then, so she was just doing that every day and really pestering my girlfriend to go out. And then my girlfriend went away and it was just me and the dog. And my girlfriend was like, well, you're going to have to wake up at like 7 a.m. And I don't usually wake up till like 10. Yeah. And my dog was just like, oh, we'll just chill. And my girlfriend was furious. Didn't realize.
Nala held it.
Yeah.
Crossed her little spaniel legs. Okay.
Very much so. Yes. So, Kate McCabe, are you a morning person?
No, I would like to be, but I am not a morning person.
Fair. Absolutely
I feel like people that are morning people, they get a lot done. There's a lot to admire about a morning person, but I cannot help the camp that I'm in. I don't know if being an evening person is nature or nurture. Like, am I more of an evening person because I've nurtured that aspect of my career and my life? But I don't think so. I think I was always tough to get out of bed. Like, my family went to 7:30 a.m. mass on Sundays. So
a.m.?
Yeah. My mom chose that. She had a lot to do in the day. So it's the 7:30 a.m. mass was like the express service.
Can I ask what your mom was doing in a day? Whoa, hang on.
So,
sorry, I want to know what your mom was doing during the day, but I also want to find out about 7-8 express mass.
Yeah. So it had like none of the bells and whistles. It had like instead of like peace be with you, it was just high fives, fist bumps.
And this was in
Erie, Pennsylvania, where I grew up.
Right. Okay. Because I went to my first American church service. Last year.
There's all sorts.
Yeah.
What was the type that you went to?
I can't remember which type it was, but there was like at one point they held up a book and they walked down the aisle and people started doing a weird symbol towards the book. I
Oh,
assume it was the
okay.
Bible, but it was like a gold-plated Bible. It
It's a
makes sense that
Stephen
it was the
King book.
Bible.
Was it in Maine?
Yeah, it was actually Pet Cemetery. Uh, but yeah, so no, it was in Georgia as well. But yeah, so there was just a lot more. I think in the UK, because I've been to all sorts of church stuff in the UK, growing up in a sort of Christian household and a Christian church. And ow, Nala, sorry. Nala's trying to kick Satan out of my belly there. So I've been to a lot of it, and I think I've experienced some level of sort of more. I want to say intense, but I don't mean that necessarily negatively. It was just more like concentrated,
Zealous. Yeah.
Yeah, more exactly, more zealous sort of church services. It was very interesting. I mean, it was made twice as funny because I was sat. It was my girlfriend's grandfather's 100th birthday celebration, so they got him right up in front of the church. But I was placed in between my girlfriend's cousin's two kids, and he basically turned. It just happened. They basically fell in love with me as like a lovable, fun idiot that's not an adult who's still in his 30s. And my girlfriend's cousin just turned to me and he was like, "If you can keep these kids quiet for an entire church service, drinks are on me." Which I was like, that wasn't like great, but I was like, that's quite funny. And
Yeah,
then
what a fun little challenge.
they've got this church had little bags, like party bags for the kids to like with coloring and all sorts.
Oh,
and
I wish that happened when I was a kid. No, absolutely not.
No. And my girlfriend thought it would be a good idea to like and give a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old like a paper airplane or something to keep them preoccupied. So when my girlfriend's grandfather was brought up in front of the church, his great-grandson stood up in front of everyone and said, "Let's see this baby fly," and like went to go for I had to like grab a 5-year-old like arm and be like, "No,"
causing your girlfriend's grandfather to have like World War II flashbacks. Like, ah.
He was Swiss, so no. He told us a story and then he was like, "When was this?" And he was like, 1942. And we knew the war was just over there. And we were like, okay. Anyway, tell me about Express Church, please. So
we went to the 7:30 Mass because my mom, my parents were split. Well, by this point, but I'm sure we did the same thing earlier when my parents were still together. So I don't know that matters. But it did mean that my mom's like household, like daily household chore and sort of like how she had to operate to run this household, be the caretaker of the house. And also because my grandparents didn't drive, like my mom would go and scoop my grandmother on the way to church. So we go and get grandma. And then right after 7:30 Mass, we would hit the grocery market all together because that was now when we do the weekly shopping. Right. And now you finish the grocery shopping at around like 9:30-ish. And then the car full, my mom, my grandma, my sister, and me, at this point would be ravenous, my sister and me. And so we would drive by McDonald's on the way home to my grandmother's house to drop her off with her groceries. And my sister and I would start to chant like 3 minutes before McDonald's. We'd go, "Fries, fries, 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 fries," until my mom like would pull through the drive-through and get us all a small fry to shut us up. Now, nice. I will say, the church bulletin, the little pamphlet that you get that like tells you what's up with your church for the next week or whatever it was, had coupons and advertisements on the back of it with like local sponsors. Like, "Thank you for advertising in our church bulletin. You can get your car serviced at this local shop," or whatever. But the local McDonald's, the one nearest the church, also had free small fry coupon in the back of the bulletin. So
praise be
indeed. St. Ronald McDonald was important in our household to keep the peace.
I mean, I don't want to say is that why Christianity is so popular in America, because that sounds awful, but correlation is not causation.
Whatever's going to bring the flock to the church.
So Express Mass, how long was it? Was it just
30 to 40 minutes as opposed to like an hour? you
an
know,
hour is kind of standard.
you're going to
for
sink
church.
an hour into a
Comedy
normal...
and church, both an hour is sort of standard.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky if you're going to get out of there and, you know, be able to make the next Fringe Festival show.
Yeah.
So,
And at the 15-minute mark, he brings up his dead dad. And no,
yeah,
oh, never mind.
yeah. And then my son sacrificed himself.
This is awful. so sorry, Christians. Anyway, but so what are you saying? No songs?
Yeah, so you'd get in there and they do all the main components, like the main story beats. It was like Hollyoaks Omnibus, you know. It's like we're just gonna get to the point here. You missed the week's worth of episodes, but we're gonna
Like an abridged version.
Yeah, like the Reader's Digest version. So you get in, you do the major checkpoints, you do like your first reading, your second reading, like your offerings, the gospel.
Wow.
The homily was normally a little bit more abridged, like get to the point. But like they would cut the songs and any...
Wait, what's the homily?
pop.
Is this
The
another
homily
thing that
is the sermon after the gospel. So, well, it can be about any of the readings, but you have basically the 3 featured readings. And then the priest is like, in the first reading, you know, Joseph was undergoing this, something or other. And, you know, like, what can we learn from this in our modern society? And so they apply it to your life.
I was about to tell you something, and I was like, this might be the first time I've done this on the podcast, but the American church homily that we saw, I'll tell you about it afterwards, but some salacious homily.
I can only imagine it got political. My mom and I have sometimes walked out of Mass when the priest gets too political in a way that is like super, super right wing.
Sure.
Which I think is like, you know, it's like, you know, vote with your feet.
Vote with your feet. I really do enjoy that there is... Well, enjoy is the wrong word. I think it's mad that there are people talking, like, listen to the word of Jesus Christ as it's been taught to them their entire life, and they're like, this sounds a bit left-wing, mate.
Yeah.
And it's like, funny that.
Yeah.
The guy who wanted everybody to be fed and clothed. And
yeah, and was about, like, forgiveness and... Yeah.
And they're like, sounds a bit... You can't be saying that in right-wing America, can you? Anyway.
It's been a while since I've been to Mass, but my mom still goes. And
Fair.
so that's why, like, she's basically... I think the whole reason this has come up is because my mom is the ultimate morning person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I, as a nighttime person, grew up very... I'm sure I was like a project for my mom, you know, but my true nature has persisted, and now I just spark in the evening. I'm just nighttime gal.
I think that's why we're comedians half the time. But this is why I wanted to
Yeah.
start this podcast, is because I just thought everybody was like this. And then I keep on encountering comedians who are morning people. And I'm like,
That's
what?
insane.
How?
Who's a morning
How?
person?
Who's a morning person? I'll give you a
Name
list.
names.
Name names. Fred McCauley. Morning. But we had a morning radio show for 18 years and was doing comedy and raising 3 kids. And I'm like...
That is obviously cocaine fueled. Has to be.
Can I just say,
doing?
we're not leveling drug accusations at Fred McCauley. I do not endorse this. But
No, but
I also...
you know, maybe like whatever the truckers use, whatever long distance truckers use.
All right.
Maybe that.
I'm not going to get into speculation about drug use in comedy. Are you good at getting out of bed?
Okay, so no. I will. For instance, David, the worst thing that has happened to me in a while has happened to me recently, and this is a story that's going to reflect badly on me because I need to be grateful for my own set of problems that are very trivial.
Sure.
But my car on the motorway the other day got nicked by gravel or stone or whatever, and there's like a chip in my windshield now. And I took it to Halford's, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the standard 45-pound fix the windshield job. But it's not, because it was a double hit, and the hits are dead close to each other. So when the hits are like, if it's like there's at least 4 inches apart from the nicks, then they can fix both separately. But because they're so close, it's something to do with like the integrity. Like they can't really fix it anymore. You've got to replace the whole windshield. Long story short, I now have to go to auto glass replace, auto glass repair.
I like how that's so catchy, but you've got it the wrong way around. So memorable. But
This
not
is why I don't
memorable
do
enough.
musical improv. I'm very bad at it. But I I have an 8 a.m. appointment tomorrow morning at this place to get it fixed. And I know I can do it. I can get out of bed, but I feel disgusting. I feel sick. If I'm going to be up that early, I may as well be on a flight.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Like, that's the only other time that I get up so early is if I have to get on a plane.
A reward in mind for doing that?
Maybe like 2 hours of video games.
Sick. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you at least need a croissant out of this. Like, you need something.
I'm going to bring a book. I'm going to try to be virtuous and like bring a book and not scroll on my phone, but we'll see.
Sure. I mean, but don't find shame in the fact that you're up early and you're not, because it's not on you to book that. God, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you have alarms to get out of bed?
Yeah. In fact, well, because I'm married and my wife and I share the same bed, that's also like an interesting dynamic to deal with because she's more of a morning person as well.
Right.
So you have the person who doesn't want to go to bed, but then also doesn't want to get out of bed. That's me.
Yeah.
And then the person who's very sensible about it, like she's on a Sunday night, like she's upstairs by like 9:30.
Right. Okay.
And she'll try to get up around like 6:30-ish. She might faff in bed for like a little bit. Like she'll go up at 9:30 and faff. She'll go on the Instagram. She'll scroll, but she was kind of like head on pillow by 10:30 at the latest. And me, I'm like downstairs, like twirling around, tiptoeing, trying not to make too much noise, but I'm on the PlayStation. I'm doing some work. And then if I come upstairs at like, say, midnight, 12:30, I'm also like, I'm in bed, but I'm not ready to go to sleep yet.
Oh, yeah.
So what can I do that isn't too disturbing to my wife? And so like I'll try to like I'll put like the screen level down on my laptop like a lot. I'll put headphones in and just like watch a show next to her.
Right.
But eventually she's like, "Can you stop?"
Yeah.
Okay.
I have stopped getting into bed until I'm ready to like go to sleep, basically, because I just can't. My girlfriend was like, "Why are you just getting to bed?" And I'm like, "Because I'll spend longer not getting to sleep if I get into bed too early than if and it's just not worth it."
I need to change my mentality about it because my mentality right now is like bedtime means final activities. Like I get into bed and I'm like, let's read some of the news that I didn't get to today.
Sure.
Let's watch an episode of a sitcom that I'm rewatching.
You're treating bedtime like you're somebody that got into Asda at like, if it shuts at 10:30, you got in at 10:29, and you're like, well, I can still use the store.
Beep, boop, bop, boop,
I can get out of here by 10:35, and they're fine with it. Yeah.
What's got a yellow sticker on it? Yeah, like let's take a long time examining this fruit.
Yes. No, I think you need to make that more finite. That's fair.
Maybe.
And it's very interesting. Like, so much yin yang in long-term relationships, I think.
And funnily, like when I had a cold with a cough about a month and a half ago, and I made the decision, I was like, that I stay up late, I'm going to come in late, and then I'm going to come in late, and I'm going to be like coughing in the bed and waking you up out of your sleep like 5 times. So I'm going to sleep in the spare room this week. And although we hated being apart in bed, I think we both had brilliant experiences. And I do know couples that have, they will sleep, like unless they want to get romantic, they're going to sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can have your conjugal visits.
Sure.
But I kind of understand why some couples do that. Because if you have a different life, a different sleep pattern, then...
I think if you're able to do that, and it's, I think there's so much on like, this is what we should be doing or like whatever. Yeah. But it's like, I do think that my girlfriend and I are better at kind of being asleep in the same bed just because we kind of, if one of us is away, I think when I come back...
Well, it sounds like when you go to bed... You go to bed when you go to bed.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not like composing emails or like doing your taxes like I might be.
No, I do shine a torch because like, my girlfriend's like, can't you see in the dark? And I'm like, no. And I'm not going to, I don't know. It's not something I'm going to be able to, I'm not going to eat like 6 carrots before I go to bed so that I can.
No, it takes too long for your eyes to adjust.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of it.
And what I'm trying to do is not fall over and make a noise to do that. And she's like, "God, why are you using the torch?" And I'm like, "So I don't hurt myself or stand on the dog or lie on the dog."
Sorry, I don't want to break my neck as I'm coming into this room.
Yeah, and the dog is
Somewhere in there.
no, well, she's basically I can't remember how it started. I think I was just away for like a couple of days and I came back and she was like, "Oh, you want to get me off my spot in the bed?"
Oh, yeah.
And I used to be able to just pick her up and put her down, and that was what happened all the time. And then I think one time she had her chew toy on there, and if I go anywhere near her when she's got a chew toy, she's just like, "Fuck off."
Oh.
And then that happened when she was on the bed when I was trying to get into bed. And then I basically I had a Mexican standoff with her for like a couple of weeks, and she would growl at me and she'd wake up my girlfriend barking at me. So then I've had to like do treats and stuff to try. We've done it now, but there was like a period of time where like my dog was making it even more hard for me to stealth into bed because she was just like, "I've got a chew toy," and I'm like, "But you've also got your own bed that's there." But I literally was woken up today twice by my dog because she was lying.
Oh,
she
yeah.
usually
Pets
lies
are
next
the
to me.
worst. I love
She's like
them. But...
on top of me.
Yeah.
In the morning and being like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Well, when I get into bed, like the cat will have okay, there's two behaviors my cat has. Either Carrie's gone to bed and I'm not working and I'm set and I'm playing a video game and the cat decides that's when she'd like to be in my lap. Right as I'm trying to fight a bunch of ninjas. I'm like,
Sure.
No, it's not this time right now. Or she'll have already gone upstairs with my wife and have positioned herself somewhere in my spot on the bed. So when I get in, I'm very much like, how small can I be so that I don't disturb this precious animal sent from God?
Does your cat ever get? My dog gets in between me and my girlfriend, and then we'll be like, "Oh, I'm just a sweet little thing," and then she'll do the biggest stretch and stretch out her like entire body so that she's like got most of the middle of the bed.
And in the morning, Kitty Sanchez, my cat, has a request for me. Usually, whether I'm awake or not, she will come over to my face in the bed and basically meow at me until I roll onto my back and then like tent my legs. So like, have like my knees crooked so that like I can then lift up the covers and then she goes in like the sort of like tent that my legs. So she basically has like a yurt in the bed, and she will like that's where she wants to have a nap is like in the yurt that I can make in the bed. Yeah.
In between your
she'll like lie on my
feet. Of your legs.
Yeah. Like my legs will be lifting up the duvet so that it's like a teepee.
Yeah.
And then she'll go into the teepee and lie on my feet.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's just I thought you meant she then lies in the kind of arch of it so that you just have to remain there.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is like eventually with my, like feet flat on the mattress, my knees up and the duvet sort of creating the triangle.
Right. Eventually
that position gets uncomfortable. Even if I'm like, okay, I'm up now and I'm going to look at my computer. Eventually, like after 20 minutes or so, like your feet just start to feel weird in that position. And so like then I have to like really softly try to collapse the tent. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to get out. I just need to rearrange. But then normally she's like, oh no, this thing's come down. I need to get out of here. So it's like that time's over.
It's amazing how much pets are just like one slight move and they're like, well, they just forget it.
Animals are weird.
All of it.
Yeah.
Very fickle. But so is this happening before or after your alarm?
This happens before my alarm. Do you want to know what time my alarm is set if I don't have to get out of bed?
Yes, I would love to know your entire alarm system because I'm fascinated by it because people have shown me all sorts of mad things that they've got.
I got really distracted. Sorry, as I was going to tell you why I have the song that I have in my phone.
For your alarm?
And that's because of my wife, because she was complaining about the last song that I had. And she was like, it's too abrasive.
What was it?
It was just what song was it? It was it Feeling Good or something like that? It was something really
ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam.
Yeah.
That is quite a lot in the morning.
Like it's like yeah, and she was like, no.
That's not gentle.
No.
But what is it now?
Nice to Each Other by Olivia Dean.
Oh, okay.
Because I know my wife loves Olivia Dean, so she's not going to moan about it. And also rarely, like my alarm rarely goes off before hers. It's mostly on weekends that she's like, your alarm has gone off for some reason. Like if she gets a lie in and I've got my alarm set for 9:30. But
Fair.
mostly I get up at 10, David.
Nice. That's good. That's solid.
Disgusting, but good.
No,
Yeah.
no. That's fine because we're up like gigging, and I don't. I think this is why I want to chat to comedians about it. Is because you're up late gigging, and it's not like you can come off stage and then just walk over to your bed and go to bed. Because
No.
if the gig's gone well, you're wired, and if the gig's gone badly, you're wired in a different way.
Yeah, you're home crying.
And you need to like It's like it's the sort of it's a game of adrenaline addiction, really. And I think we both know a bunch of people who've dealt with different adrenaline spikes in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a crazy thing. So I think 10 is quite respectable. I think I've worked my way down to. I'm now at the point where I give myself 15 minutes in bed after my alarm's gone off, and then I have another alarm outside of the room, so I'm waking up at 9:30, and then the alarm goes off at 9:45. But that's down from. So I've just moved that 15 minutes because it was 10. I was getting out of bed, but I think. In my brain today, it's really sunny. I woke up and I was like, well, what if I got up at 9? And I was like, well, that means I'd need to get into bed at like 1. And sometimes I don't get back from a gig until 12:30. And I can't just come in and be like, right, half an hour and then I'm in bed. I just can't.
No.
And that's just not sensible because
And
I can't be driving thinking I should be asleep by now.
And I do need sleep. Like it's not like, I'm sleep averse. It's just that I'm childish. I don't want to go to bed because I'm not done playing or thinking. But then I also don't want to get up because I'm not ready to face the day.
Sure.
So worst of both worlds.
That's fair.
I would love to be at least downstairs by 10. But sometimes I'm like, I'm still in bed at 10:15. I'd love to I think it would be a better habit for me. Get up at 9:30. Do all your slow waking up and then be downstairs by 10.
Yeah.
I think that feels a little bit more healthy to me.
You could do that. Could you put an alarm downstairs that you have to go turn off?
Oh, maybe go get, or even, maybe just like leave my phone in the back room or something like that.
Yeah. Although I've tried doing the leaving my phone somewhere else thing and then eventually it just comes back into bed. So
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I know where the bed is.
So do you eat breakfast?
Yeah. But I have a complicated relationship with breakfast. I feel like when I was at university, I was breakfast mad. I'd go to the dining hall and I'd be like spinning around like Belle in her little quiet village. Like, look at all the cereals they have, and I can have this, and I can make all the different types of toast, and I can go and get a bacon sandwich and blah blah blah, like and pancakes. And now I feel like I don't have cravings for breakfast food much anymore.
Sure.
And the offerings that are at my house for breakfast are quite bland. And also, I'm of an age where it's like, really, I should be eating yogurt all day and all day long. And I don't like yogurt very much. I will eat it.
Well, then you shouldn't be eating yogurt. Then you should be yogurt. I tried to match your energy there, and I said yogurt. And as soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh, I don't. That's not the sound that should come out of my head."
Maybe you're right. Maybe I would like yogurt.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, you said faff earlier, and I didn't call attention to it. But I'm like, you've definitely acclimatized to this country enough that you said the word.
There's a lot.
But I think I've heard a lot of Americans and Canadians and people from Australia be like, faff is the strong word.
Faff is a brilliant word, and I thank you for it. And another Britishism that I love is mither. I think that's very northern, though.
Yeah, that's very northern.
Like, stop bothering me is stop mithering. Mithering, it's one of those, like, it's almost onomatopoeic in that it really sounds like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mither.
Where do you stand on the word scran?
Dislike. I think it's disrespectful to food. It's like calling food the C word.
It genuinely startled me the first time I heard it. I'm all right with it now, but I think my
You're
little
gonna put that in
sheltered,
your mouth?
yeah, my little sheltered southeast life, and then I go up north, and it's like, what are you calling that?
Although to be fair, as a hypocrite, sometimes I say grub.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
grub also feels disrespectful to food. Although I did eat a grub once
Oh yeah.
when I was in Ecuador. Yeah, so at least I can sort of back myself there.
Yeah. So on a daily basis, are you basically eating breakfast that you don't want to have, and you're just getting through it?
Yeah, I do. It'll
Oh.
normally either be a piece of toast or a few spoonfuls of yogurt
Right.
or a bowl of cereal. But like very small portion. If it's been a hell of a disaster, like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock and I'm downstairs. Like if it's been that late,
Yeah.
then I will just eat leftover, like what people would consider lunch, but it'll be my first meal.
Sure.
So like leftover Chinese, Indian, pizza.
That's good.
You may as well.
I had my cousin on this because he is one of the archaeologists that found Richard III, and he told me that no, I'm never going to be the most successful person in my family, but like he was like, oh, today I had leftover apple crumble, and it's like
that's
it's basically
breakfast.
porridge, and I'm like, I don't think it is. And then there's like a family, like extended family WhatsApp group, and his dad was in there being like, I did not know my son was up to this. Just
Up to this. That's brilliant.
So funny.
You ever come in from a gig and you're a bit hungry, but you don't want to like have a meal to sort of upset your equilibrium, so you just
Right.
go in the fridge and like eat a hunk of cheese?
Well, I don't eat cheese, so no.
Okay, so no on that.
No, but I would like to get to the point where I'm actually having two small dinners, one before and one after.
Yeah,
I'm not
Reverse
organized enough
Hobbit.
to do that. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if you've heard of these new things that have been invented. I'm ahead of the curve, definitely. We've just got a thing called an air fryer.
I love it. Yeah.
We've only just got one, so I feel really like, I'm like, am I cool? It's like, you're getting an air fryer 5 years too late. But I literally just got one, and now I'm making like dinner to take to a gig in like 15 minutes, and I'm so happy about it. But yeah, coming back I am in a serious snacking late at night, like possibly need to have like an intervention level number of biscuits and squash and crisps and everything. And my dog is just judging me here.
Just sort of
My
like
dog
rising up there.
Yeah, if you're audio listeners, you got to watch this one just to see where Nala does and doesn't appear. If I have popcorn, Nala will be asleep and she'll just smell it, and she'll just come and she'll just stare at me. She'll just do this for the entire time that she's aware that popcorn is there. And if I don't give her any, she'll start climbing on me and be furious. But I'm such a late night snacker, which obviously just means that I have stomach aches in the morning. So I'm trying to be better at that. But yeah, I can't do that. But I've decided as of now, at 37, I'm still okay with having like breakfast that I'm just okay with eating, just because I need to get the day started. I obviously would love it to be really healthy, but I'm kind of on like honey nut Cheerios because it said the word fiber on the box, and we'll deal with that later.
Do you want to know something about Cheerios?
Is it upsetting?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, it's upsetting to me, but I don't think it'll be to you.
Okay.
When I visit the States, I will often bring back some comfort foods that I miss. And sometimes I bring back Cheerios because weirdly, they don't sell the basic Cheerio over here. They've got Honey Nut and they've got multigrain.
Right.
But your basic Cheerio is just the oat ones.
Is multigrain not the basic?
No. So within the multigrain, you'll notice there are several different O's because it's multi-grains in there, right? So like there's one O that's more like bran and there's one O that's more oat. So you can find an oat Cheerio in the multigrain, but it's not just the oat ones. And it's such a basic breakfast staple.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am wasting suitcase space bringing it back. But in my cupboard downstairs right now, I've got basic oat Cheerios that I brought back from the States.
That's great. Have you ever thought
And
about
Captain Crunch.
Oh, nice. That's good. I've got really healthy and I've got
I'm
literal
stupid.
sugar. I remember when just even the advert came on for what's the cookie cereal
Crisp.
with the wolf. I remember just seeing that and being like, is that even allowed? And I think every time I ate it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. I'm having a nice time, but this
That's
just
like your
doesn't seem right.
history mate that eats apple crumble. Why not?
Yes. I really enjoy that you call my cousin my history mate. One of the history lads. That's great. I mean, he is one
of
of
those
them.
grave diggers that you know.
He's been on time, dude. It's great. It's so funny. We did a live version of Is This Enough? And there was an American there, and they didn't understand most of the British references. And then James O'Donoghue brought up Richard III, and I was like, oh, my cousin found him. And none of the other comedians believed me. And Amy Mason was like, the Americans are going to think this is what big British people are like. Where they're like, oh, I know the Queen. And I was like, but he did.
It's kind of an unfair precedent that you've established.
Oh, dear. Anyway, what do you drink in the morning?
99% of the time, I'm going to go coffee. Okay. I'll try to have a big glass of water with it because I do feel... I'm not as hydration mad as some people that are like, gotta constantly be hydrating. But I do think, especially the older you get, it's like for your skin, for your joints, for your general health, like make sure you're getting enough water in the day. So big pint glass of water, room temp I prefer. Don't like super cold water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's because if I really need to be refreshed and it's like so hot outside. Okay, cold water. But room temp, get it in you.
Okay, fair.
And then a coffee, and then and I make like police station
pour over
coffee pot. Yeah, like a filter.
Filter, yeah.
Like a filter coffee pot that you would see in an American household or show.
I've just been watching Northern Exposure, and they have that out on everything, and it's
always
great.
like on the burner, and like, you want a second cup? Okay, it's already hot. Yeah.
But that is pour over though? Is it not the same as pour over?
What is
coffee?
pour over?
So you get the coffee filter.
Yeah.
And then because they've got these things called like V60s, which sound like a car, but it's basically just like a little cone, and then the water goes through you put the coffee powder in the thing.
I think anything like that is working on the same principle. Like a coffee pot is pour over because it is the water going over the ground coffee through a filter into the pot. And then the only advantage of the coffee pot is that it has an electronic burner on the bottom that will keep it warm for you.
Right.
Once
but it just feels like pour over coffee is just a fancy name for a filter coffee.
Yeah.
But
it's just filter coffee.
In the comments, please tell me if that is completely wrong and they are actually different.
There will be somebody who's like, the process is, the beans that you use for this mechanism are going to be a different roast. But as long as it's not instant coffee, then I'm like, This is good. I think it was the prevalence of instant coffee over here really surprised me. Like how many households will make like a cup of instant.
But I genuinely don't think I had not instant coffee for like most of my life, and now I never have instant coffee unless I'm at someone's else, because I got it as a little treat. I got it as like a fun thing to do on my streams when I was doing morning streams on Twitch, and then I just haven't gone back. And if I do have instant coffee now, I'm like, oh, all right then.
It's a different drink.
I didn't want to become pretentious about coffee, but here we are.
Welcome to my world. Yes. I would also say I'm not a massive fan of coffee pods.
Fair. Yeah.
I mean, I feel it's like the AI of coffee.
Yeah, I've definitely had them, and they're like all right, but I definitely think it's
wasteful.
It's quite expensive as well.
It's expensive. And some of them it's like they try to like have the milk in it as well already, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I really like construct. You know how much I like Lego, and I'm aware of people that miss smoking, not because of the smoking, but because of the rolling of the cigarette.
I just want you to notice Viking Village in the background.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
This is a pirate ship, Lego pirate ship that
Oh
was
my
given to me by a mutual friend.
That's beautiful.
Or several mutual friends, in fact. Yeah, it's great. It even has. Look how perfect the Lego lady on the front is.
Oh my God! That's not called the masthead. What is that called? There's a word for that. Figure.
I don't know. Yeah. I forgot what it is. We're not very good at information.
Nautical terms. My wife is so excited. You know, this year there's a Downton Abbey coming out.
What?
Yeah, so because she is nuts for Lego and Downton Abbey, so
nice.
She is in hog heaven. Right?
My girlfriend really is the same, but with Tintin, because she grew up in Belgium. So she's like, did you not know about this?
How much does she like Tintin?
Oh, she grew up in Belgium. There's a video of her in a school play dressed as Tintin. She loves it a lot. She made me watch it the other day. Even though I was happy to watch it, she still felt like she made me watch it. Have you got some cool Tintin stuff?
Well, my in-laws, they've taken a few holidays over to Belgium. And one time they brought me back like a weird amount of Tintin merch.
Nice.
And I'm fine with Tintin. I'm like, I got love in my heart for Tintin, but I'm also not like what you'd call a Tintin fan.
A Tintin head.
Yeah. I'm not a Tin Man. But they gave me like a poster that's quite a nice looking poster.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know if you have room in your house for it, but if you wanted it, you could just have it. Because I feel like
offhanding, I genuinely might take you up on that. If I'm up north with my car, I might come. I
want somebody who likes Tintin to have it.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, that little guy right there.
Ah, that's
that was
so
part
great.
Of the package. That's all right.
I mean,
he's putting on his coat.
That's very good. We had a lot of Tintin. We had some Tintin stuff when I was younger, but it's just. She's just like I like it more than you, and I'm not trying to say that. It's like I just grew up in Belgium, where it's everywhere.
I don't know if you can see the poster in the roll right there.
There you go.
It's Tintin in America.
Oh yeah, interesting. That's yeah.
It's just like a nice big poster of the cover. I think of it. So
I'll chat to my girlfriend. I mean, she'll be listening to this, and she can tell me whether she.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
What's your girlfriend's name, please?
Oh, I don't dox her on this.
Do you not?
No.
All right, listen, mystery lady. If you want this Tintin poster, I will find a way. I'll post it. It's going to a nice. If it's going to a smoke-free household, I will rehome this Tintin poster.
She does smoke crack. I'm really sorry.
No, I knew it.
Yeah. Is there any other part of your morning routine outside of waking up, doing a TP for the cat?
Wordle and connections.
Okay, fair. And is that during breakfast?
No, it is definitely in the first hour of the day. It is either in bed or as I'm having my coffee and I'm sat on the couch, about to start some admin. Before I do the admin, I get my games done.
Nice. That's good.
And I have a family chat where we post our results.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good. Have you done Quordle?
Maybe. Is that one where you have to
it's have like 4 Wordles at once?
Yes. And because I remember there was there were so many variations for such a long time. I think I've done one where it's like the maximum amount of.
I've seen like 32 and that's just too much, but I do think 4 at once and I think you get like 8 guesses or something. But I feel like that, because I think people will go like, oh, I got the Wordle in 2 today or 3 today or 4 today. And it's like, I don't think there's enough challenge or.
I don't think it's necessarily an intelligence game.
No, that's what I mean.
It is
I think
a process game.
And I think what they want out of Wordle, I get that from Quordle, basically.
Okay.
Not to say that I'm backed by Big Quordle.
More brainy.
Yes, I'm assuming you also watch Only Connect.
Yes, although I feel like I have a real positive attitude about my ability on connections, and I think if I went on Only Connect, I would absolutely choke.
Sure, we all would. They are like it's so specific. I think people are like, oh, they're really intelligent. It's like it's not even necessarily that they're intelligent. It's there's a very specific type of brain, and it's like a crazy Venn diagram of stuff. And Victoria Coren Mitchell and that team have honed in on a bunch of people who are like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
And it's so great. And they are like hell bent on being good at it.
I don't know what all these hieroglyphics have in common. All right. I'm
I
not
don't
your
understand
cousin.
that either. No, that's true. I don't think my cousin has been on Only Connect.
Your history mate.
One of the history boys. Chops Comedy every Tuesday in Bristol. We have an amazing secret headliner and the best local acts. Every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. Previous acts include Mike Wozniak, Fern Brady, Nish Kumar, Harriet Kemsley, Rosie Jones, Jade Adams, Sally Ray B, Ed Gamble, Spencer Jones, Chloe Radcliffe, Tom Rosenthal, Scott Bennett, Finn Taylor and Helen Bauer. The first 20 tickets are only £4 and the rest are only £7. It's an absolute bargain. Tickets via Head First. Come to Chops Comedy every Tuesday at Bar 57 in Bedminster. So not only do I like to ask people about their morning routines, but I also like to ask them about their expertise. And you have informed me that you're an expert on soup?
Yes. I, in 2025, decided that I would make a soup a week from scratch.
Right.
And hashtag 52 soups. And I did it. And there were some weeks where I had to really pre-plan, because if I was going on holiday, it meant I had to make 2 soups in the week before holiday so that I had my numbers still, right? And I did
of course.
it.
That's good. Are you aware of 2 soups?
Yes. And
Okay,
brilliant
good.
sketch. Love it.
Before you just, because you said 2 soups there and I started laughing and I was like, I don't know if that's something that's crossed the cultural barrier. But okay.
Was
for my
one of the
viewers,
things I
just
first
they
saw,
don't
yeah.
know. Oh, great. Can you just explain what soup is?
Can I explain what soup is? Yes, it is a broth-based meal wherein it crosses cultural boundaries because you can find soups in all cultures. And one of the things I wanted to do with this little 52 soups challenge, I feel, and this is no insult to this great nation, but I feel like most soups that you are offered in this country are hot baby food.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is it's like a few ingredients, then pureed.
Are you trying to say there's a nanny state? Is that what you're trying to say?
I think, because my wife was like, I don't really like soup. And I'm like, I don't think you've experienced soup.
Oh,
pal.
right. Yeah. Good. I understand that angle. Yeah. I definitely have had more interesting soups and gone. In fact, I had Brunswick soup in America.
What is that?
I think that's what it was. It's basically like pulled pork soup. It was mad. I arrived. I've told a few people this story. We went to my girlfriend's grandfather's 100th birthday celebrations. We flew to Georgia. Just putting the dog on the sofa again because she's been a nuisance and she's right back again. I flew. So I was supposed to wake up at like 4 a.m. and I, usually go to bed at 1 or 2. I went to bed at 11. I woke up at 1 a.m. So I'd only got 2 hours sleep. We then had to get to the airport for like 5 or 6 or whatever.
I hate it.
And then flew to Georgia, 2 separate flights. Had to go through customs and all that sort of stuff. And then I basically had been awake for like 24 hours and we arrived. And my girlfriend's grandfather was like, it's time for dinner. And then we sat down and had quiche. And I'm like delirious. Like I had maybe an hour's sleep on the plane, but I'm not very good at sleeping in my own bed, let alone on a plane. I found out Gareth Walk can just fall asleep in a plane, and I'm like, wow. But this 100-year-old man just like turned to me and my girlfriend's brother and was like, do you two want to come to the men's locker room on Friday and do some sniff?
What is sniff, please?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this sounds like this thing. And it turns out the men's locker room is the golf club that he's a member of. Their locker room has a fully functioning bar. And sniff is a type of dominoes that they play.
Oh,
and so I basically went, and he was like, you get half a sandwich and a soup. So I had a BLT and the Brunswick soup. And it was basically
I love this for you. What a great day.
one of the best things ever. And I'd only ever played dominoes on like my iPad or whatever, so I'd never actually played it against other people. And I think it was a good way to really ingratiate myself with my girlfriend's grandfather. But there was 6 of us, so 4 people were in, 2 people out. And my girlfriend's brother just kind of arrived and was immediately just kind of sat there with this other guy who we didn't know. And I'm like, are you okay? And he was just eating this Brunswick soup like, I've never been better. I am absolutely perfect. And then I had it and it was just like...
Yum.
It was so good. It was like basically like pulled pork soup.
One of the things that America is good at is making real dumb but delicious soups. So in addition to like ones that were like respectable, like I made my own wonton soup. And I made borscht, and I made some other like real like world classics. I wanted to make at least like 5 or 6 that were just like dumb American diner soups. And so like I made a pizza soup. I made a jalapeno popper soup. It's like there's a lot of things that can be soup. You just add a stock and simmer it for a while.
Could you do a channel of, will it blend, will it soup? Is actually probably a good idea.
Will it soup? Well, this is it. Not every soup has to be blended. I like a texture.
No, I'm not saying that. Will it blend was an old YouTube thing.
Yes. Okay. And also, like, there's ones where you fry things as well.
Yeah, no, of course. But I just mean as a channel, just will it soup and can you turn it into soup is definitely.
Yeah, like use it as a verb.
Yeah.
Can I soup this? Yeah.
Can I soup this? What was the most bizarre thing that you managed to soup?
There was a pickle soup that was mid, I'd say. I think I would make it again, but maybe use a different balance in the pickle soup. I made my own pickle brine for it because I needed like American dill pickle brine. So I needed to really go from scratch on that. I made a couple dessert soups. There was a Swedish blueberry soup and a chocolate soup I made.
Okay. Because I've heard of people having breakfast soups and breakfast broths and stuff, and that kind of blew my mind a little bit. How is that not like a how is it a soup if it's okay? I don't even know how to get the sentence out.
Yeah.
What makes it a breakfast soup? Oh, sorry, a
dessert soup. I guess just where it's served in the meal, but also like it's also sweet.
This is how naive I am, Kate. I'm so excited by stuff sometimes, and then people are like, yeah, it's just where it is in the meal, really. And I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough.
And it's sweetness, and it was served last. And
what did you do to it? It was just melted chocolate?
Yeah, and then what else did it have? It was like cream, chocolate. They wanted you to put some fruit in there to sort of like add some like malty texture stuff in it. I think there was like some vanilla extract in it as well.
Sure.
It was okay, but also because my wife, she's not mad for soup, as I mentioned, and that's because I was like, because you don't know soup. So kudos to her, because every single soup I made her review. Like I filmed her tasting the soup and then reviewing it. But at the end of it, in Weapons, when like the little boy is like feeding soup to his comatose parents, I just felt like that. I was like just shoving a little spoon of soup into her mouth. She's just like, soup.
Fair. Has she warmed to soup now?
Oh, I love that pun. She still has the same opinion that she doesn't like soup overall.
Sure.
However, I made one again the other day. I was up to my old tricks, and I made a Nigella Lawson kale Tuscan bean soup with sourdough bread and Parmesan.
Nice.
And she was like, "Why are you making soup? Oh God, I'm so sick of soup." And then she was like, "This is nice though." And it's like, so she really begrudges the fact that like a soup can be really nice and lovely. Like she hates that like it will.
You've altered her identity.
Yeah.
If somebody made me like cheese, I would be a bit annoyed because so much of my time is spent explaining to people
so much
how
of
much
your
I dislike
personality
cheese.
is being anti-cheese.
It's not even that I'm being anti-cheese. It's being asked relentlessly about why I don't like it, how much I've tried it, and being forced. I've tried so much cheese to prove that I don't like cheese, and I I would have to go around all the people and be like, oh, I actually like cheese now, but I don't. Just for the
The
record.
question that everybody must ask you is, what about
Yeah.
pizza?
I have sort of begrudgingly come on board with pizza, but it's melted cheese is not the same as cheese, is it?
No, you're right. And mozzarella is so inoffensive.
Yeah, mozzarella is easily the best cheese for me, and it's like the blandest one. It's basically like I always say, like if Daniel Craig is your favorite James Bond, then you don't like James Bond, and if mozzarella is your favorite cheese, then you don't like cheese.
And because mozzarella, it's also the cheese that makes me feel like pineapple on pizza is a weak choice. And that is not because I hate it. I don't hate pineapple on pizza. Like I'll eat it. If somebody orders a pineapple pizza, okay, I'll have some. But
Sure.
I feel like the mozzarella is not a sharp enough contrast to the sweet pineapple.
Right.
There are
Yeah.
much better examples of sweet savory dynamic out there to be had.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the cheddar hedgehog is better. The cheddar hedgehog pineapple 70s.
Oh,
You know,
right,
like on the
okay.
skewer. It's like that works better than the pineapple on pizza because mozzarella is so inoffensive. It's like, well, just eat pineapple then.
I assume you know how fast the ADHD brain works in nonsense ways, and when you said the phrase "the cheddar hedgehog," I went through about 72 permeations of what that could mean.
It's a sexual position, the cheddar hedgehog. It's a strain of marijuana.
I'm imagining. I'm assuming you don't know the hedgehog that taught us all to cross the road.
I do not know that.
And so got a song which is like, "Just stop and look, and you'll be dun dun king of the road." I'm imagining that crossing the road, but it's made of mozzarella. So I'll send you this.
Oh.
Fair. Okay, so what's your favorite soup?
Oh boy. Great question. Great question. Out of that list of soups I made, I think my favorite was probably pizza soup.
Nice.
However, borscht really surprised me. It really knocked it out of the park.
What is borscht? I'm aware of the word.
Well, I
don't-
made the version that's from a cookbook called the Veselka Cookbook. And the Veselka restaurant is a 24-hour Ukrainian diner in New York that I absolutely love.
Right.
And their recipe, you start with pork shoulder, my friend.
Nice.
So, like, I
Sounds
assumed
great already.
borscht was just going to be like pureed beetroot served with some sour cream. It can be served cold or hot. I had mine hot, as in warm,
Yeah.
not spicy. And it took like all day. I needed to like do a ton of stuff, a ton of prep. I needed to like, this pork shoulder was in the pot for like 4 hours. It was one of the most delicious soups I've ever had in my life. And I definitely will make it now as probably like an annual soup and then like freeze some. Because there's too much to do
nice.
like monthly. You know what I mean? Like, but I would make a borscht again.
That's good.
And my wife's favorite was probably, there was like a lemon chicken orzo soup that she really got down with.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds really good. I think borscht I've heard is just like the punchline in comedy.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's such
There's
a-
a whole region of America called the Borscht Belt for comedy purposes. It was like a real sort of like Eastern European Jewish kind of comedy circuit,
Yeah.
the Borscht Belt. Yeah.
Aren't you enjoying your borscht? I feel like that's probably been said in so many different sitcoms.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Fair. And then the final question I have for this bit is: do you have preferences on bowls and types of spoons in terms of for soup?
Yes, I think you can be clever about what gets served and how. We have like 4 different types of bowls in my house. And every time I plated a soup up, I tried to choose one that would match well. But what my wife would do sometimes if she wanted to eat it faster is she'd put it like in a more shallow bowl. So she's like, it'll cool faster. I can eat this faster. So even though she's very picky aesthetically, she also understood the practicality of how fast you want to eat this soup. So I would say, if you want to really like a luxury experience and just kind of have a slow dining experience with soup, then it's something that is like a taller sort of a taller soup. If you understand what I mean, like a deeper
do.
bowl.
Yeah.
And then taller soup. My soup's not tall enough. Or do you want to like for instance, like if it's got like a ton of noodles, you're gonna need a more shallow, wider bowl. So consider your soup.
True.
Consider what soup you're eating, and then look at your bowl selection.
That's good. And do you have a variety of spoons as well, or are you just?
We have. I would serve like a regular dinner spoon. We have some soup spoons that Carrie thinks are stupidly big.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's like, you can't use this. She's like,
Fair.
this is dumb. And then some soups you need the spoon and the chopsticks. I really like that deep dish Chinese spoon that you can get.
Oh yeah,
You know the one I'm talking about? That guy?
do.
Yeah. I want one of those.
Almost like a ladle.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, they're it's not their first rodeo, the Chinese. They know how to make a soup.
The phrase they like come back to so often is like, it's almost like they thought about it. And I use that for so much stuff. People are like, this is pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, it's almost like they thought about it. Anyway.
Technology.
WUWAH. Not only do I like to ask people about their expertise, I also like to quiz people on their expertise. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to preface this by saying there was a weird period of my life where I don't know how long it lasted for. I felt like it could have lasted for about 6 months. But there was a point where my dad sort of would go out of his way to do the big shop in one shop. But he would always, after that, go to Waitrose just to buy a soup.
Nice.
And we kept on having like a soup on like a Saturday afternoon or something.
How lovely.
But it would always be from Waitrose, and they would always be, to me, quite bizarre. And I would just be like,
Okay.
I didn't even know these combinations were a thing. And again, maybe it's just my little sheltered life. But I've got 5 different soups for you, and you have to tell me whether they are or aren't a Waitrose soup.
Oh,
Or whether they're
okay.
just one I've made up. So, question number 1. Lentil and smoked bacon soup.
I mean, yes.
Yeah?
I want that to be in my heart. That is absolutely a soup.
In your heart. Correct. That is a Waitrose soup.
Yes.
Also, I should say that I'm not sponsored by Waitrose. I have no affiliation. This is just purely based on my dad constantly appearing back with weird tubs of stuff and going, look at this. And my mum and me eventually being like,
Oh,
we have like
yes.
tomato soup today rather than like all this stuff. Question number 2. Broccoli and big carrot soup.
No.
Correct. I made that one up. That's fine.
Big carrot.
Big carrot. Tried. 14 spices soup.
14 spices soup.
Mm.
Gee whiz. I'm gonna say no on that one.
Oh, fair. I did also make that one up. You're doing
You know
really,
why?
really
Because
well.
that's too many spices.
Oh, what about this one? Cauliflower cheese and kale soup.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that could be a soup.
Okay, you are actually a legitimate soup expert because you're 100% for now. And your final one, this is for all the marbles or soup, I don't know. Pea mint and cream fraiche soup.
Yes, that is a soup.
Wow, 5 out of 5. You really are an
Yes!
expert on soup. I don't think I've ever met anybody. I can't remember if anyone's got all the questions right without even a little bit of help before.
Look, I'm
That's
90%
amazing.
stock right now. In fact, when we were talking about hydration earlier, I'm just having stock.
Did you ever see? Oh man, this is real like British culture that was just like I think there's a lot of stuff that was bombarded at our eyes when terrestrial telly was bigger before like Freeview and Sky and that was bigger. So there's a lot of adverts we all saw over and over again that we probably just haven't thought about. There was a cup of soup advert in this country where basically it was people running a marathon. But rather than having a water station, they had, I've only just remembered this, they had a bunch of kettles and then people were making cup of soup and then they were running, they would, like marathon runners would do, they would carry on with their water and then they would be drinking it. And then there's a picture of a man like pouring like tomato soup over his head.
Oh, I kind of love that.
I have a homework list for you. I have a bunch of stuff to show you. I mean, yeah, okay, that was... I need to send you the hedgehogs crossing the road, and I need to send you the cup of soup advert.
Please.
Wow.
And it's also benefits me to know more of these like cultural touchstones.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know who Barry Scott is?
I do.
Great. Do you know what it means to be tangoed?
I'm guessing something with the soda, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it mean, though?
So you can look this up. It literally had to ban the advert because what happened was there was this man dressed up in like painted entirely in orange, and somebody would be drinking a tango, and then this man would come up, like tap them on the shoulder, come behind, and then he like smack their like side of their head.
Oh, so
like,
kids were doing this?
And you go, "You've been tangoed," and it was like people were like kids on the playground were like bursting each other's eardrums and stuff. So then they had to refilm it, and he put his hand over the guy's mouth and then kissed it, like, mwah, and that was like a new version of it.
Oh,
and that was like big stuff. And now, I don't know if you've seen the face of tango currently.
No.
It's Tom Tuck.
No way!
And I'm like, the lineage of literally like having to ban an advert for to now Tom Tuck dancing around in a prison.
That's delightful.
Like, you're the face of tango. So marvelous. Well, Kate McCabe, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Ms. Kate McCabe. That's MS, like I'm a 1970s feminist. And where else can you find me? I am in a couple of improv troupes that I value a lot. Murder Inc. Comedy is one online that we do completely improvised comedy murder mysteries. I also work with the Totally Improvised Company. I work with an improvised documentary called Facts May Vary. And I'm currently touring a two-hander parody of the film noir genre that I wrote a couple years ago with a pal. It's called The Name of the Dame. And it is in and currently seeking future tour dates in
Nice.
UK.
Check it out. Is there anything else you need to plug?
Soup. If you want to check out if you want to check out the soup journey, the hashtag on my Instagram is 52 soups. So
nice. I also like the fact that it sort of sounds like you've just got like an endless supply of soup coming out and you need to put a plug in it to stop that much soup coming in. That's what your wife needs.
Yeah, she does. Plug this soup hole. That's my mouth, is the soup hole.
Fair. Right. Well, I'm almost okay. My final question to all my guests is: can you give me a title for a song, and I will write it and edit it in after this.
Is called okay. The title for the song that I want to hear is okay. You can choose "Plug My Soup Hole."
I was gonna say I felt like that was the thing you were gonna say. Okay, I've got options.
Or,
Plug my soup hole.
Or it could ask the question, or no, give the demand, soup it up.
Soup. Okay. I'll thank you very much for options. That's very, very kind of you.
Yeah.
Kate McCabe, thank you very much for waking up with a whore. I always forget to tell people the title of the podcast, and that's what it is.
Your money's on the dresser.
I'm such a terrible person.
Plug my soup hole. I've never seen that much soup in my life. Plug my soup hole. That's too much soup for my wife. You say it's an improvement to soup it up, but we don't have enough bowls or cups. I've never before seen a supply of soup, and I didn't know there was that many flavours of goop. Plug my soup hole. My wife can't take much more. Plug my soup hole. I can't remember getting this hole installed.
Thank you to the brilliant Kate McCabe there. As you can see, they are brilliant. Go follow them online and check out all the things they just mentioned. Please come see me at McCabe's Comedy Festival. I'm on the Sunday the 3rd at 2 p.m, I believe. Go check out the Mac website. Check out my album, The Body, on streaming, and come to Chops Comedy on a Tuesday and go watch 1000% Musical Comedy on YouTube. And you can buy a copy if you want to help support this on Bandcamp. It's an audio copy. Yeah. Today I hope you eat 3 meals, go for a walk, be a decent human being, and maybe like eat something tasty because you've planned to buy it, so go eat it, and be kind to yourself. My name is David Hoare, and thank you for waking up with a whore.
Try and have an adequate day. Meet your basic needs and go be a dick.